Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for my practice round at D-Glow. This video is tailored towards people who are familiar with Toboggan because I'm not going to be going over the course layout very much. So hole 1, I am turning over a Haley King Tour Series Stalker. I'm not super comfortable with the forehand, and there's OB left, so you kind of have to get aggressive off the tee pad. The shot actually got me probably inside circle 2. Gave it a little step putt bid, but was able to get it pretty close and secure the 3. For hole 2, there was a tailwind behind me, which isn't normal for this hole, so I have my test flight Hades here, and my goal was to rip it flat and have it turn over a little bit, but it came out low with a little bit of hyzer, so it got kind of caught up on the long stuff on the left, but it's not too bad. My goal is to throw a hyzer with a Zeus here, but I didn't throw it high enough, so it got kind of caught up in the long grass right there. So I have quite a bit of work left to get to the top of the hill. Now this shot came out a little early. This is also a Hades, and I'm in the bushes short left. So you can see me just pitch out right there. I believe they're changing this to a par 4 for D-Glow, but as of scoring this, it's a par 5, so. Unfortunate, bad hole, but save the 5. No harm, no foul. Now for hole 3, the OB gets pretty tight on the left side, so I have a Big Z Vulture in my hand, and my goal is to just crush it flat, maybe a little bit of anhyzer to turn it over. This was kind of pushing the OB, but thankfully I was able to keep it in bounds. I did get caught up on part of the incline though, so I have to like run up at an angle and throw to the right of me, which I executed the line, but I didn't execute the height, so just left with a little zone layup for a 3 or for a 4. Pretty simple upshot though. It's kind of hard to mess that up. So save par there. Hole 4, the ideal line is to hang something out high and wide to get around this tree right in front of you. So I have a Glow Force in my hand, something that'll kind of flip up a little bit with enough power, but I know will come back. I hung this out really high and really wide, but I did get around the tree into a pretty ideal landing zone. Now, I have a pretty open shot. There's kind of a low ceiling right in front of me. I have a Crystal Luna here, and my goal is just to hit the hill and skip up with a backhand. But it slipped out of my hand, and I'm right next to the tree and got a little bit of work left. I do have enough room to try and give this a bid, though. Oh, and I skip right off the band. Thankfully, I stayed close, though. So I have a little straddle putt, maybe 20 feet to save par. Just barely catches left side, but it's in for par. Hole 5, I'm in between a couple different discs for this. Right now I have a Crystal Buzz in my hand. I'm trying to just throw it up on an ante, let it kind of flex out. As long as I'm up on top, I'm okay. I'm playing this more for a 3 than a 2. A little low, but it's up there. I have a little bid for 2. And I skip off the top again. Now this I kind of had to reset. I was rushing because I was trying to play through this group on the next hole, but I figure if they're going to wait for me, they're going to wait for me. So I actually took my time to set up the straddle, focus, and hit the putt to save par. And the group let me play through, which is super nice of them. So I heard that this hole is not going to have a Mando this year. Not sure if that's true or not, but I am a lot more confident on the tee shot, just hyzer flipping a Hades. This was a little too outside, so it hit the stuff on the right and dropped down, so I'm kind of halfway up the hill. But I've been here a few times, so I have a pretty consistent game plan. So I threw a Hades off the tee. This is a Big Z crank that I'm throwing just kind of flat, so it'll flip up and over. And I actually kind of gave this basket a run on this upshot, which is not what I was trying to do, but hit a little early, skipped left, and left me probably about a 15-20 footer for birdie. Now this hole I think is one of the most demanding tee shots on the entire course, hole 7. I have a force in my hands right now. I think there was a little wind coming in because it definitely held my disc straighter than I wanted it to, and I actually kind of pushed up into this little, forcing me to the forehand, which I kept a little high and chopped some stuff off. So I wasn't in a great opportunity to run it, so I decided to just lay up and take my par. Now, hole 8 is probably one of my favorite tee shots on the course. Basically, you just have to rip something on a hyzer flip to flat right above. You can see the little dip in that tree right there. That's what I'm aiming for. So this was a little low, but it air bounced up over the dip, but I still ended up kind of short. I have a great look for 2 though. I'm debating if I want to jump putt through the gap or go for the hyzer putt, but I'm deciding to go aggressive for this. And just a little low. But easy 3. No harm, no foul. Hole 9, I have the same glow force in my hand from hole 4. I try to throw this on a little bit of anhyzer, so it'll flex as it's flying up and hopefully get through, either through the gap or around that tree. This flexed beautifully around that tree and gave me a birdie look. And I got it. I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've birdied that hole in singles. I've gotten it in doubles, but I don't think I've ever gotten it in singles, so that's a big one. Now this hole's hard. This is hole 10. You really want to throw it high and get it to start tipping over into an anhyzer at the peak of its height. Mine, I don't think I turned it enough, so I actually outdrove the hole. But I have a putt for 2. It's not a super comfortable standstill, so I'm kind of contemplating the step putt. But I also don't want to hit band and roll away, so gave it kind of a conservative step putt, but easy 3. Hole 11, I have a test flight Hades here. I'm trying to just hyzer flip it up to flat, throw it really high, almost like spike hyzer height. And this actually flipped up really beautifully. And this is one of my better drives. I figured I could kind of give it a jump putt run if I wanted to, so I'm lining one up right now. But I hung it out a little too wide and it hit the tree. Too wide. Now this putt I actually had to stop and reset, which is something I have an issue with sometimes. I don't really take the time to reset if I feel like I'm going to miss the putt, so that's what I just did right there. And you can see me really trying to make this putt. And I'm able to sink it, save the par. Now, hole 12, I have a lightweight Zeus. This is the first forehand I believe I've thrown for the round so far. And this came out beautifully, just a little high. So it hooked up a little early because it didn't get as much speed, and it hit the tree, but it dropped into a beautiful spot. I'm not upset about it at all. So I have just a little backhand approach to the basket. I was really trying to avoid hitting the tree on the right, so I kind of erred on the side of it coming out early, which is what it did, but it was able to glide up there pin high. Easy 3. Now for hole 13, I used to throw a Hades and try and really get some max distance on this, but I have that same lightweight Zeus, and I figure I can just crush a hyzer, get it up there, and be in a great spot to attack for my 3. So that's what I did at the bottom of the hill. Now I'm really trying to make sure I throw this high enough. Commit to the line, commit to the height, commit to the power. And it totally slips out early and hits that gate. Now it actually slid under the gate, so my lie is on the opposite side, and I have a little gap to throw a Crystal Luna up, which you may not have seen right there, but in a good position to straddle and save my par on this. Played the hole kind of poorly, but it happens. Hole 14, just lining up a hyzer with my first run Z Raptor. And this was a beautiful line. I'm very happy with this shot. Now, this putt, I should have reset and didn't. As you can see, you might not be able to tell, but I'm kind of hesitant because I don't get this hole a lot, and I know that, and I got in my own head about it. So, unfortunately, left it short. But that's just a lesson to reset if I feel like I need to. So 15, the OB's kind of tight on the left side, so I'm just throwing a Crystal Luna flat. There's a little wind coming in, and I threw it on a little bit of anhyzer, and I got caught up on that tree right in the corner, which is not where you want to be. So I was here for a minute trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Obviously, I had to throw a forehand, but what disc, what angle, it was not a fun situation to be in. But I grabbed my test flight Hades, and I decided to just hyzer flip it out, and it ended up beautifully. Just a little past pin high. Now this, I was thinking of my putt on 14, and I didn't want to blow that amazing scramble, so I took an extra little second to make sure I was confident in this putt. And I got it. Beautiful scramble for birdie. Hole 15, I've thrown a Luna on here more times than not, but there's actually a little wind coming in, so I have a Crystal Buzz in my hand. So my goal is to just flip it up on the left side, and I guess I was a little too close to the left because it actually nicked off that tree into the stuff on the right. I don't know if you can see me right there next to that tree trunk, but I'm probably a good 70 out. But I'm able to can it for the 2. I was pretty pumped about that. With the fist pump. Alright, hole 17. Last time I played this, I threw it a little high, so I'm trying to make sure I line it up flat. But I guess there was some subtle wind coming in because I released this on a perfect hyzer flip, but it still turned over and just kind of died, which was confusing. So kind of same thing as hole 3. I have to like run up on the side of the hill. So I grabbed that lightweight Zeus, and I'm trying to just throw a huge anti-flex, which I liked the height, but the disc kind of never came out of it. So I don't know if I would have thrown a Force or my other Zeus if it would have come out. Now my goal was just to throw an easy hammer up there, but I apparently severely underestimated the difference in how far I needed to throw it, so it was super short. So this is my putt to save par. And airball. So First bogey of the round. Now, hole 18, OB is to the left. If you're left of those posts, that's all out of bounds. So I have an Avenger SS trying to just keep it high and turn it over so it has no chance of going OB. This turned over a little too much, so I got kind of caught up in the stuff on the right, but it's a nice and easy Crystal Luna patent pending to get out into the circle. And I'm able to save my 3 for a 3 under par 60. I think it's going to be 2 under par 60 for a deglow, but let's see what I had to say about the round. All right, so just some closing thoughts on that round. I definitely played a couple holes too quickly. Like hole 17, for example, I just played that really poorly. I played the round really fast, less than 2 hours for all 18 holes. So I'm just wiped. But aside from that, I feel like I got off the tee pretty well. The times I didn't, I scrambled really well. My putting was pretty decent. So yeah, just pacing myself, staying hydrated, and knowing when to attack. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to keep an eye out for me at Deglow on UDisc Live. And yeah, thanks for watching.